Okay, so inside one of the most powerful unions in America, the Teamsters, there's a huge fight brewing. And we're not just talking about a simple leadership race. Nope. This is a battle for the very soul of the union and where it's headed. Let's get right into it.
And that pretty much sets the tone, right? Those are the words of the man right in the middle of this storm, the current president, Sean O'Brien. You can just hear it. This is going to be a tough, no-holds-barred fight for control.
So you've got two sides squaring off. On one side, you have the current leadership, that's the O'Brien-Zuckerman team. And stepping into the ring to challenge them is this new grassroots movement, and they call themselves the Fearless Slate. This is the showdown we're going to break down. All right, so to really get why there's a challenge in the first place, you got to look at what's been happening under the current leadership. Sean O'Brien's time at the top has been, well, full of some really bold moves, but also a ton of controversy.
Now this is a big one. O'Brien completely flipped the script on union politics. I mean, he broke with decades of tradition by not endorsing a presidential candidate, and then he goes and speaks at the Republican National Convention. Some people might say that's just smart politics, playing both sides, but his critics, they're sounding the alarm, saying he's isolating the Teamsters from all their allies in the labor movement, the very people you need in a fight.
But the heat isn't just political. There's a major legal and, let's be honest, financial problem that's been hanging over O'Brien's presidency. And it comes with this pretty hefty price tag.
So what's that number? Well, that's the reported settlement for a racial discrimination lawsuit. We're talking about 13 former employees, all black or Hispanic, who claimed they were fired because of their race. They even alleged O'Brien publicly called them lazy. Now, the union didn't admit to any wrongdoing in the settlement, but you can bet his opponents are pointing to this as a huge red flag. And that brings us from the top floor of the headquarters right down to the shop floor. Because this is one issue, this fight over in-cab cameras, that really lit a fire under the rank-and-file members who felt like their leadership just wasn't listening. It all started with these two guys, just regular members, Eric Johnson and Mike Moxley. They started getting worried about these new cameras being installed in their trucks, thinking, hey, are these things blasting us with infrared radiation all day? So they decided to do some digging themselves. So they take their research and their very real concerns straight to the top, to the IBT leadership. And what was the response? Crickets. Nothing. In Johnson's own words, they were totally ghosted.
And this quote, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? One of the members said trying to talk to a union official about the safety issue felt like he was bothering the king. I mean, that creates this image of a leadership that's totally disconnected, sitting in a castle somewhere while the members are out there on the front lines.
So what do you do when you feel like your own union has left you out to dry? Well, Johnson, Moxley, and a bunch of other members decided they had to handle it themselves. And this shows you how far they had to go.
Get this. They literally passed a hat around. They raised almost $6,000 of their own money to pay for a professional lab to test the cameras. This right here became a massive symbol of members having to do the basic safety work they believe their multi-million-dollar union should have been doing for them all along.
Mike Moxley really just nails it with this quote. I mean, think about it. A safety issue that could affect drivers all over the country, and it was left up to two guys and their buddies to investigate and pay for. You can just feel the sense of betrayal there.
So you can probably see where this is all going, right? It's out of these exact frustrations, feeling ignored on safety, being worried about the union's political moves, that a real formal opposition finally took shape to challenge O'Brien head-on. And that movement is the Fearless Slate. It's being led by a guy named Richard Hooker, Jr., who's got this track record as a reformer, a vote-no activist who successfully won control of his own local in Philly. Now he's got his sights set on the top job. And this line from their platform, this is the heart of their entire argument. They're basically saying the current president acts like a king, not a representative. They're drawing a direct line between that bothering the king feeling and the kind of top-down power a boss wants over their workers. It's a powerful message.
So what's their big plan? Well, it's pretty much a direct response to everything we've just talked about. They want to get back in the fight alongside other unions, push for more real democracy with direct elections, open up contract negotiations so everyone can see what's going on, and at the end of the day, put the power back where they believe it belongs, with the members on the shop floor.
So when you step back and look at all of this, what are we really seeing here? This is way more than just two guys running against each other. This is a choice between two completely different ideas of what the Teamsters union should even be.
And this really lays out that choice, that fork in the road. You've got O'Brien's vision, which is all about political pragmatism, shaking hands with anyone, Republican or Democrat, if it helps the Teamsters. And then you have the fearless Slate's vision, which says, no, strength comes from solidarity. They believe the only way to win is to rebuild a huge, united labor movement to fight the big battles together. So it's really a classic question. Do you make deals to get ahead, or do you build a movement to change the entire game? With 1.3 million Teamsters getting ready to make that choice, the answer they give is going to send waves across the entire American labor movement. We'll have to wait and see which path they take.